Poor Ned Stark. Brave man, terrible judgment.
What George has done here is write a fantastical tribute to the Wars of the Roses, but cut loose from the history. So he's playing with characters we half recognize, we three-quarters recognize in some cases, but then he's setting them off on paths of their own.
The future of our family will be determined in these next few months. We could establish a dynasty that will last 1,000 years. Or we could collapse into nothing, as the Targaryens did.
I wouldn't want to come face to face with Tywin Lannister. He's terrifying. And he wouldn't want to come face to face with Edward I either, because this was a king who was so scary in person, he was rumored once to have scared one of his servants to death.
Sit. Eat. Edward I, for all intents and purposes, was Tywin. Or Tywin is, for all intents and purposes, Edward I.
Like Tywin Lannister, he was not above doing devious, the ends justify the means kind of things.
Edward I is a king who does not think much of burning an entire town if he feels that they're rebellious against it.
Certainly the policies that Edward followed, Tywin would have approved of. I mean, this was a man who was known as Hammer of the Scots, the man who conquered Wales and brought it into his kingdom.
They're both relentless in their pursuit of power, of authority, absolutely determined, but in a sense really frustrated by their own family and specifically by their children.
I don't distrust you because you're a woman. I distrust you because you're not as smart as you think you are.
And that draws on real history, because Edward I was incredibly frustrated with his son, Edward II, who was never the kind of the military leader that Edward I would be, was not a serious politician. And so that frustration with his children really maps from the history of medieval England through to the world of Westeros.
For 40 years I've tried to teach you. If you haven't learned by now, you never will.
As far as we know, Edward I did not actually get crossbowed while sitting on the loo, but met his death probably in bed.
You're no son of mine.
I am your son. I have always been your son.